Baby, won't you please come home? 'Cause your daddy's all alone. I have tried in vain, never no more to call your name. When you left, you broke my heart, because I never thought we'd part. Every hour of the day you will hear me say, baby, won't you please come home? Daddy needs mama. Baby, won't you please come home? Baby, won't you please come home? 'Cause your daddy's all alone. I have tried in vain, never no more to call your name. When you left, you broke my heart, because I never thought we'd part. Every hour of the day you will hear me say, baby, won't you please come home? Daddy needs mama. Baby, won't you please come home? Come home. Are you sure you want her home? Good question. Yes, sometimes if someone sings the same thing over and over again, you might think, eh, protesting too much. That's baby, won't you? That's baby, won't you please come home? Words and music by Charles Warfield and Clarence Williams, 1919. Yeah, da, 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 da. That's a nice song. It's a pretty clear message. Come home. I'm lonely without you. It doesn't get much clearer than that. Hello, good evening. I am Ethan. This is the nosho, and I am Ethan Hirschenfeld. That's my name. This is the nosho. It happens every night at 9 on the East Coast. Every night at 9. And thank you for joining. Hello. Thank you for whistling along, Nuro. Hello, Mary in Chicago. Hello, Richard. Hello, Dad. Hello, Bellaline. Hello, everybody. I'm glad everyone's. Oh, affecting Ty. What's up, Max? Nice to see you. Okay, everybody. That was Baby Won't You Please Come Home, 1919. And I had one other song I wanted to do tonight. And last night I had a list of things to talk about, and tonight I don't. I'm all talked out, which is a problem if you have a talk show. Is this a talk show? I think it is. It's a show and I'm talking. So it's a talk show. I did my swim today in the morning instead of at night because the tides, the tides, they move along and they change and they don't wait for you. There's a saying in there. So high tide today was at like 10:26 a.m., which means it was also at like 10 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. Too late to swim. I like to swim at high tide. So it meant I had to get out of my habit of swimming in the evening or afternoon. Swam in the morning. I made it my longest. It was my longest butterfly swim to date. I swam 624 strokes. I swam 400 strokes with the current. So I guess it's because of the rotation of the Earth or the revolution of the. I'm trying to think. Is it the Earth that goes around the sun or the sun that goes around the Earth? Have we settled that yet? Or is the Earth flat and square like a pizza box, spinning on the finger of a chef? We don't know. In any case, the waves were moving south today. Normally they move north, and I swim in the direction of the waves. So I'm doing this butterfly, and I'm being pushed along by the waves. Today they were going south, so I headed south with them to the jetty. I swam to the jetty, and then when I got to the jetty, I was at 400 strokes, more or less, and I turned around and started going back against the waves. And what I've learned, maybe we can use this as a metaphor for life. Maybe there's something valuable in here. I think there is. You'd think that swimming against the current is harder. That's what they tell you. That's what they teach. That's what ancient wisdom and folk lyrics would teach you. Swimming against the current is difficult. But with the butterfly, interestingly, you can kind of find a rhythm when you're swimming into those rolling waves where it kind of helps you because it lifts you up and gets your arms out of the water, and then you go down and you kind of ride along with the wave. I'm finding it. I've done it for two days in a row where part of my swim, a big chunk of my swim, I do against the current, and I like it. It's a different sensation. So what I'm saying is, what am I saying? What am I saying? Here's what I'm saying. In life, you can look at some folk wisdom or something you've been taught about how things are going to be difficult. And you can look at that idea and you can say, you know what? Maybe it's not true. Maybe I need to try it out for myself and see if maybe my ancestors didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Maybe my ancestors were just listening to their ancestors and didn't test out any of the hypotheses from the elders. And they just said, well, we heard it, we read it in that book. We saw it on the home movies, so it must be true. What I'm saying is, find out, find out for yourself. Maybe swimming against the tide is easy, or easier, or enjoyable in a different way. So that's another thing we can learn from my little swimming lesson. Maybe doing the difficult thing can bear fruit that doing the easier thing doesn't bear. Speaking of bears and fruit, if you're camping, remember to tie your food, including the fruit, tie it up in a little huzamawatsi, like in a bandana, make a little pulley system, and get the fruit up in the tree where the bears can't reach it. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not a camper, as you can tell. Because can't bears climb trees? Yeah, they can. Are they not smart enough to figure out that you could climb the tree and then pull that pulley up? Does anyone have any experience with hoodwinking bears? Baby, won't you please come home? What's a weenie? A weenie. Tie it up in a bandana. Did I say weenie? I meant, if I said weenie, again, we're gathering a lot of data to show that I cannot be president. Oh, you know how to hoodwink a bear? Okay, good for you. That could come in handy. A weeble. Na, 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 na. Yes, it is the stroke of a blue whale. That's how I learned to swim. Ancient folk lyrics. Yeah. The melting of the ice caps is slowing the rotation of the Earth. Having a stroke. I'm enjoying your comments. I'm enjoying your comments. Yes, it's a rondo. It's a rondo. Help me, rondo. Help me, rondo. Help me, rondo. Yeah, get her out of my heart. That's not rondo. That's Rhonda. Thumb the up hit. Thank you. Yes. Talk about lists. Lists. Okay. Lists. Boom. 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 That's sort of the cadence of my butterfly stroke. It's like every 3 or 4 seconds. Boom. Boom. It's not like boom, 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 like Mark Spitz. It's not that. The Earth is wobbling. Now effects will be felt by 28. All right. Oh, I see. Oh, when I referred to to ancestors, what was I referring to you, Dad? No, 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 no. I was referring way back, many more generations. Like, the people who wrote on scrolls, people who wrote on parchment or chiseled their ideas into palimpsests. Hey, Astral. Oh, you have a different handle. Nice. Guess who is not camping where bears may wander? Don makes a good point. If you're swimming against the current on the Niagara River, you go over the falls. Well, he says if you stop swimming, you go over the falls. I think even if you swim, you go over the falls. I heard about this event at a national swim meet or meetup. There was this pool that was one of those station. It's like the pool version of a stationary bike. It's an endless pool, they call it. It has a current in it so that you can basically swim without going anywhere. Picture a very big bathtub with a current in it. So you're swimming against the current, a lot of exertion, you're getting a good workout, but you're not going anywhere. You're just in that big bathtub. So at this swim event, they had Michael Phelps's velocity set on the current. So you could jump in and try to swim for like a minute or whatever at the pace that Michael Phelps sprints at. And I'm not sure if I saw a video of it. It was like 10 years ago probably, but I heard tell that you had a lot of competitive swimmers, like college, high school competitive swimmers, jumping into that pool and attempting to swim at that pace and just getting slammed against the side of the tank. So, like, even to try to swim at his pace for just 5 seconds was not possible. So yeah, that's probably like the Niagara Falls thing. I did have that in the East River swimming there once. One of the first times I got in when the current was pretty strong. So you could get a workout by swimming in place. That's how strong the water was, emptying down into the harbor. Jill says, I never understood that either. They can climb, so it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, yeah, good. I'm glad you agree, Jill. Yeah, the bears can climb. How does putting food up in a tree make it bear safe? Don't know. La 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 la. Weebles. Oh, Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Yeah, that was that little toy. It was a little wooden carved, kind of like a little man shaped like a bowling pin, sort of, and you could push it over and it would pop right back up. Oh, they have endless pools on cruise ships. That's weird. The ship is in a giant sea, and yet on the ship is a little endless ocean, endless pool. That's weird. Oh yeah, I've seen those stationary, those places you can learn to surf in a limited amount of space. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, surreptitious scribe says, Astral says, never hide food in a tree. Okay, I won't do that. Yeah, it's the first place I would look for food. All right, what was the other song? Okay, so I saw the moon out tonight. By the light of the silvery moon. Oh, that was two different keys in one. A bet I could climb pretty fast if a bear was around. Yeah. I was once being chased by some menacing people who I learned the next day had chains and clubs and had really done a number on someone who got caught. I was on my bike. I was in college. And these guys in their car, they almost hit me. And then I flipped them, I gave them the finger. And then I heard them turn their car around and come after me. It was late at night. And I think I pedaled faster than I've ever pedaled in my life. And I managed to escape. But I found out later, I heard later that there were some people out wilding that night, as they called it. Anyway, I'm reminded of this because I don't know if I actually pedaled effectively, like if I pedaled faster. I did successfully escape from these people, these marauders. But the next day I was incredibly sore. Like I had a Charlie horse in my leg muscles from the pedaling, more intense than I've ever had from any workout. But I'm wondering if you were being chased by a bear and you're climbing, you think you're climbing really fast, but it could be all the adrenaline. I don't know if it's leading you to perform the physical activity very efficiently, or if it's more effortful. That's what I mean. Was I actually pedaling very fast or just pedaling very hard? I think there can be a difference. I don't know. I hope to never find out. Anyway, when you said you would climb a tree quickly if you were being chased by a bear, I thought of that moment. By the light of the silvery moon. That's not a key for me. By the light of the silvery moon. Oh, it is the key for me. I was just singing in a silly octave. The earth, Don says, the earth is a solid and water. Ocean is a liquid. When the earth spins, it causes the tides. Okay. Oh yeah, that was a little bit Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the tulips. Don, it's funny you mentioned that because I saw an interview just the other day with Neil deGrasse Tyson, our pop physicist du jour, and he was pointing out that in fact it's the sun, not the moon, that's responsible for these very, very high tides. People think there's this misconception that the full moon exerts a fuller or larger force on the water, but that's actually not what's happening. It turns out that the sun exerts its gravitational force on all that water that covers the surface of the earth, and so the water bulges out at the sides. The water bulges at the sides. And so that bulging means that the water there essentially is like deeper. So the earth is spinning inside this distorted mass of water. No, mother. No, I'm not saying the moon doesn't affect the tides. Of course the moon affects the tides, but a full moon does not exert more force on the water. So that's just them's the facts. Yeah, I know. I lived and learned also. Earth spinning, plus the moon, plus the sun. There's a lot of things happening. Oh, syzygy, that's what he said. So the word is syzygy, which looks like a Czech or Polish last name. It's when three objects line up in space. Syzygy. 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 I learned this from Neil deGrasse Tyson the other way. A conjunction of or opposition, especially of the moon with the sun. A pair of connected or corresponding things. So there's syzygy in psychology also, a state of balance between opposing forces or elements. Well, the way he used syzygy in astronomy meant that yeah, there it is, near straight line alignment of three or more celestial bodies. So you have the syzygy is when, so you got the Earth here, and you got the moon, and then you got the sun. If they're all lined up, that's syzygy, and that's when that distortion or that swelling of the water becomes more extreme. Anyway, that's what I kind of learned from the internet. Honeymoon, la 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 la. Ba la la. I keep starting this song. Ba la la. Ba la la. La, ba la ba la of the silvery moon, or is it slivery? Maybe it's a slivery moon. No, it says silvery. I thought maybe it was during when the moon is a crescent. By the light of the slivery moon, I want to spoon. I want a fork. I want a spoon. To my honey I'll croon love's tune. Croon love's tune. Honeymoon, keep a shining in June. Your slivery beams will bring love's dreams. We'll be cuddling soon by the slivery moon. There it is, a slivery moon. It's true. The moon topics always come up because what else are you going to sing about? By the light of the silvery moon, I want to spoon. To my honey I'll croon love's tune. Honeymoon. That's what happens when you sing falsetto, but then go very low in your falsetto. It's creepy. The moon, the moon. Keep a shining in June. Your silvery beams will bring love's dreams. We'll be coming soon by the slivery moon. Well, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. I got stuck. I sprained my sprain. I got stuck in a falsetto, and I'll be talking like this for the rest of the show and possibly for the rest of my life. Anyway, that song is called By the Light of the Silvery Moon, and it's, as we've discussed in the past, it was from a show called Ms. Innocence. Ms. Innocence. Ms. Innocence. Miss Innocence. It's a show that ran on Broadway for just a few days back in 1909. It had a very short run. It was a bit of a flop. It starred Frances Farr, 1909, September 27th until October 9th, 1909. It ran on Broadway. As we learned last night, it's called Broadway. The show flopped, but boy, that song endured. By the light of the silvery moon. Thank you. Yeah, the Tiny Tim comment inspired me to sing like this. Yeah, so anyway. Oh, it's also Mickey Mouse talked like that. Hey, boys and girls. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah, I guess you could hurt yourself from falsettoing. You can trip and fall, falsetto. And then you can call a personal injury lawyer. And then you'd have to, in the deposition, you'd have to explain, well, this is the injury. I talk like this. I didn't used to talk like this. And I want some restitution. Well, that reminds me, I have a, yeah, I know a comedian who was Rocky and Bullwinkle. I forgot about that. I knew a comedian, a guy who served in the military, and then he had an injury that left him talking like that. And he had quite a funny joke about when he had that injury and when he was stuck talking falsetto for a while. He went into, he had a kind of argument, an altercation with someone at a fast food restaurant. And he does an act out of him sort of yelling in falsetto at the person about how they got his order wrong. It was pretty funny. Oh yeah, Julia Child. Yeah, it's a bit of a Julia Child. A false hurt. All right. You know, that's what happens. We get to talking, and the show came and went. Oh, hey, I forgot to mention, I met some very nice people the other night, and I met this dog. There was a couple there, and their dog, whose name was Sheldon. Sheldon was the mystery dog. On last night's show, you could see the thumbnail is a little dog, a Cairn Terrier, like Toto. Toto in Wizard of Oz was a Cairn Terrier. And Sheldon, the photo on last night's show, you can see the thumbnail on YouTube. That's who that was. So, in case there was any mystery, I met this couple who has the dog, and they also have a radio show, a local radio show here on Sunday mornings, which I'm going to tune into. Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Let me see. I'm going to find a song to play us out, as they say. Oh, let's sing that Cape Cod song that I always like singing from 1927, Side by Side. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money, maybe we're ragged and funny, but we travel along, singing a song, side by side. Don't know what's coming tomorrow, maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load, side by side. Through all kinds of weather, what if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. When they've all had their quarrels and parted, we'll be the same as we started, just a traveling along, singing a song, side by side, side by side, side by side. All right, side by side, everybody. That's Harry Woods, 1927, Side by Side. You know what? That's a good song to take the place of Always, which I got tired of singing. I think that might be the outro song, Side by Side. I'm thinking that's going to be it. I like that one. All right, everybody. This has been a treat for me. I appreciate your eyes and your ears. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for beaming in. Thank you for teleporting yourself in, however you got here, thank you. No, 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 thank you. No, 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 thank you. All right, everybody, I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, 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 thank you. Have a restful evening, and I will see you tomorrow night.